What is up, guys? Happy New Year. Hope you guys had an amazing holiday season with your friends and family, and of course an amazing 2025 as well. I had an amazing one, but now let's make 2026 an even better year for us financially. So here are 4 things that you absolutely must do to improve your finances in 2026. Let's not waste any time, let's just jump right into the video. Starting with the first one, and that is knowing how much liquid cash you have and also your net worth. I already know what some of y'all are probably thinking, bro, I roughly know how much I got. But no, roughly knowing and knowing is not the same thing. You see, most people go through life feeling either stressed or confident about money without actually looking at the actual numbers. They open their bank account, see some money left in their account, and they will think they are doing fine. And then they will just, move on with life. But in 2026, we are not going to be guessing anymore. We are getting everything clear from the start itself. Now, I like to check how much my net worth is and also how much liquid cash I have at the beginning of every year, as it really allows me to glance and assess my current financial situation. And by doing this, I can know exactly how much liquid cash I am holding, and if I have more than I should, then I can plan on where to allocate them for better opportunities, like the stock market, starting a new business, or maybe even paying off any high interest debts that I may have. So to calculate your net worth, it's really simple. It's basically just adding all the assets that you own, like the cash you have, your stocks, your home equity, your EPF, minus any liabilities that you may have, like your credit card debts, house mortgage, car loan, or maybe even your PTPTN loan. By just taking your total assets minus your total liabilities, you'll get a figure. This figure right here is what is known as your net worth. Basically, how much you are worth as an individual. Now, I actually made a spreadsheet right here for you to just key in all the figures you need, like your bank balances, your EPF, your outstanding car loan, your ASB, basically everything you need to calculate your net worth. I'll leave this spreadsheet for you to download in the description down below in case you guys want to try this out for yourself. Once you do all that, you want to pay attention to this figure right here, and that is your net worth. Now, don't be shocked or upset if you see your net worth as a negative. This is perfectly normal, especially if you've just graduated and started working. Most of the time, it's because of your student loans or PTPTN sitting in your liabilities, which pulls your net worth automatically into the negative side. It's also very normal to have a negative net worth if you've recently made a big purchase like buying a house or a car, because technically you just took out a large loan, and that loan is reflected immediately into your net worth calculation. Don't panic, a negative net worth doesn't mean anything bad. It doesn't mean you're actual broke or whatever, it's just a temporary thing. Now, the reason why it's important to track your net worth regularly is so that you actually understand your financial position. If your net worth is positive, then great, you're doing something right. But if it's negative, then your goal over time is to slowly make the number more and more positive by either paying down your debts or accumulating more assets. That's really the whole point of tracking your net worth. You want to see this number improve year after year. At least for me that's how I know I'm actually making progress financially. Now, another metric I want you to take a look at is the amount of liquid cash you have. And I also included this in the spreadsheet, as you can see over here, but liquid cash basically tells you how much cash you have at your disposal. And the reason why it's called liquid cash is because it only includes money that you have right now to use, like the money in your bank account and also the cash in hand. The money in your investment account, your EPF, your ASB, and all those, I usually don't consider it to be liquid cash because that money is not for you to use. It's meant to be kept for growth, and also that money shouldn't be touched anyway. Now, the reason why you track your liquid cash as well is because you don't want to keep too much of it. Remember, money is just a tool, and you always want to put every ringgit that you have to work. Personally, I don't like to keep a lot of liquid cash on me. I try to keep just enough for me to survive just in case of an emergency. And the way I do that is by calculating how much my monthly commitment is. For example, if my monthly expenses is around 2,000 ringgit, I make sure to keep at least 3 months of it just in case of an emergency. So 2,000 ringgit times 3 months would be 6,000 ringgit. So this is how much cash I would ideally just keep in liquid cash just in case of an emergency. Any amount more than this, I would simply just invest it, or use the money to try out new things, or maybe just put it in a place that will earn me higher interest. Hope that makes sense. Now, the next thing you absolutely must do in 2026 to improve your finances is to take advantage of ongoing promotions. And I know when some people hear this, they immediately think it as like some sort of scam or something very salesy, but that's not what this is about. You see, building wealth isn't just about earning more or investing better. Sometimes it's also about just taking what's there. Big companies spend millions on marketing every single year, and sometimes instead of spending it on advertisements, they give it directly to you in the form of cash bonuses, free shares, or even higher interest. And smart people would take advantage of these promotions. And I'm not saying go and sign up for random things just for bonuses, but if you were already planning to start investing, for example, or open a brokerage account, then choosing a platform that gives you extra rewards on top of that really makes a lot of sense. Now, with that context in mind, let me share you an example of a promotion that I really think is genuinely worth paying attention to right now. For example, Webull is currently running a promotion where if you sign up using my exclusive link, which I'll leave in the description down below, and deposit 1,000 ringgit and leave it for 60 days, you will receive 200 ringgit worth of Nvidia shares. Just make sure to use my code Roti, that's ROTI, when you're signing up. And just to be clear, this video is not sponsored by Webull or anything like that. I'm sharing this purely because this is a solid example of what I mean by taking advantage of ongoing promotions. Think about it for a second. By depositing 1,000 ringgit, you're getting 200 ringgit back. That's an instant 20% return before you even start investing properly. You don't get that kind of return easily anywhere else. On top of that, Webull is a great broker to start investing in. It's licensed and regulated by the Securities Commission Malaysia, and it allows you to trade Malaysian stocks, US stocks, Hong Kong stocks, and even China A shares all in one app with no hidden fees. They also have a feature called Money Bull where you can earn up to 6% per annum for 45 days. And if you're planning to invest in US stocks, Webull is also offering zero commission trading on US stocks for 1 full year throughout 2026. So honestly, if all this doesn't sound like a good deal, I don't know what does, because these are literally cool rewards layered on top of something you might already be planning to do anyway, which is investing. Just take note that this promotion is only available till 31st March 2026. I don't know if they are going to be extending this promotion or not, but try to get this promotion while it lasts. If you're interested to get this promotion reward, I'll leave this exclusive sign up link in the description down below, and don't forget to use my code Roti when you sign up to Webull with my exclusive sign up link. Now, moving on to the third thing that you absolutely must do in 2026 to improve your finances, and this one is honestly one of the easiest ones you can do right away, and that is cancelling unnecessary subscriptions that you don't even use. Let me ask you this honestly, when was the last time you actually sat down and looked through your bank statement line by line? Most people don't even do this. They just see the balance, think, okay, still got money in my account, and move on with life. But hidden inside your bank statement are a lot of small charges that slowly bleed your bank account every single month. I'm talking about things like Netflix, Spotify, YouTube Premium, random app subscriptions, gym memberships that you don't even use, expensive phone plans. All these small things memang don't feel painful individually, but when you add them all up, it can easily be a few hundred ringgit every single month. And the scary part is most people don't even realize that they're actually paying for these things. It's automatically deducted, so mentally it feels invisible, but money leaving your account is still money leaving your account, whether you notice it or not. So what I want you to do in 2026 is very simple. Just take 1 hour, open your bank statement or your credit card statement, scroll through the last 2 or 3 months and look specifically for recurring charges. Then ask yourself 2 questions. Do I actually use this? And is there a cheaper way to get the same value? If the answer is no, then just cancel it. No need to think so much. much. And this isn't about being cheap or whatever, it's about being intentional with where your money goes. If a subscription genuinely brings you value and you use it often, then keep it. But if it doesn't, that money could be doing something much better for you. Now, let me share a few simple things I personally do to cut these unnecessary expenses down. One very common example is streaming platforms. A lot of people are subscribed to multiple streaming platforms at the same time. They have Netflix lah, they have Amazon Prime lah, they have Disney Plus lah, but realistically, I don't think anyone fully uses all of this in a single month. Sometimes you don't even use them at all. What I personally do is I would share the streaming platforms with friends and family. For example, I would pay for Netflix, another friend of mine would pay for Disney Plus, another one would pay for Amazon Prime, and we will all share them together. That way you still get access to everything without paying for all of them yourself as an individual. Same enjoyment, much lower cost. Another big one is phone bills. I used to pay around 150 ringgit a month for my phone plan, but when I actually checked my usage, I realized I wasn't even using most of the data because I was home most of the time, and I have Wi-Fi at home. So I downgraded my plan to around 40 ringgit a month. Same phone, same lifestyle, just less money wasted every single month. These changes don't feel like much, but they actually make a real difference. Cutting 100 ringgit or 200 ringgit a month in unnecessary expenses immediately improves your finances without you needing to earn more money. 200 ringgit a month might not sound like a lot, but that's 2,400 ringgit saved in a year. And instead of letting that money disappear on things you don't even use, you could be using it to buy assets like stocks or shares or anything that actually grows your money over time. Once you stop these small leaks, everything else becomes easier. Saving more, investing more, and feeling more in control of your money. Now, moving on to the fourth and final thing that you absolutely must do in 2026 to improve your finances, and this one is very important, and that is paying off any high interest debts that you may have. This is something a lot of people underestimate. They'll be investing lah, they'll be saving lah, talking about side hustles, but at the same time, they'll be carrying on credit card debts or personal loans with very high interest rates. And when that happens, you're basically taking one step forward and then two steps back. High interest debts is the worst thing ever if you're trying to build wealth. Credit cards in Malaysia especially can easily charge up to 18% a year in interest, which is absolutely insane if you think about it. No investment in the world I know could give you an 18% guaranteed return just like that, and you're paying it free just for your credit card interest. For context, the average long-term return of the stock market is around 10% per year. So if you're carrying debts that's charging you 18% a year, you're mathematically already losing money by investing while carrying on this debt. Think about it this way, by paying off a credit card with 18% interest, you're basically already guaranteeing yourself 18% a year with your own money. No market volatility, no bad timing, no picking the next hot stock to make 18%. It's basically guaranteed return. So in 2026, if you have any high interest debts, this should be your top priority. Before thinking about investing aggressively or chasing the next big thing, clear these debts first. As long as they exist, they will constantly drag your finances down. Now, I'm not talking about all debts. Things like home loans or education loans are usually okay because they have a lower interest rate and are usually more manageable. I'm talking about toxic debts like your credit card debts, your buy now pay later schemes, your personal loans, or anything with a very high interest rate. A simple way to start is to list down all your debts, the outstanding amount, and the interest rate for each one. Then focus on clearing the ones with the highest interest debts first while making the minimum payment on the rest. This alone can save you a lot of money over time. Once these high interest debts are gone, something very powerful starts to happen. Your cash flow improves, your stress level drops, and suddenly you have a lot more room to breathe financially. More money stays with you every month instead of going towards interest payments. And that really ties everything in this video together. Knowing your numbers, managing your cash, cutting out unnecessary expenses, and taking advantage of opportunities. All of it become much easier once high interest debt is out of the way. If you can focus on these few things in 2026, you're already going to be in a better financial position than most people. You don't need to be perfect. Just be more intentional with your money and stay consistent. Small, smart divisions over time can really make a huge difference. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to get your free 200 ringgit Nvidia shares when you sign up to Webull using my exclusive promo link. I'll leave this link in the description down below for you guys to sign up. Just make sure to sign up at least 1000 ringgit using my code ROTI to be eligible for this reward. It's technically free shares you're getting and it's only available for a limited time only. So be quick. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Ciao, peace.